to another video. A bit of a different one today. We're doing a face cam and the first of our Forza Horizon 5 news videos.
Yes.
I thought I was going to say Horizon 4 then.
No.
It's a different game. I've got to get used to the new title.
Yes,
It is quite difficult after 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's the first of the news videos. So recently we've had a live stream of Forza and they gave us a bit of information on the sounds, but there's obviously been a lot more news other than that. So in the next couple of weeks, month or so, we'll hear more about the map itself and the car list. We will do another roundup of these towards that time. Until then, we're going to do some more wish lists and stuff before that. We'll obviously keep you updated. And
the concept of this is we'll be seeing the live streams, getting some of the key information, compacting it and dragging it to use. So
so basically, so that you don't have to watch like 50 videos of people. I know, fair enough. I like them to keep everyone updated, and it's fair enough. But we're just basically glossing over what's been said since the release to now, basically, as much as possible if I can remember stuff. So, because obviously we don't script our videos, do we? No, and we don't write stuff down beforehand. We should do really. But anyway, so Horizon 5 was released not too long ago now. Well, it was about a month ago.
Teased.
It's obvious that when I start a video, a stupid light aircraft flies over, just for me to get a 50 cal and just shoot him down. It's loud as anything as well.
What the hell?
Flipping idiots. Right, you have to choose the moments, don't they? What was we saying before we was rudely interrupted by an idiot in a light aircraft who shouldn't even be flying places if he hasn't had a PCR test and a vaccine?
I don't think he'll be going anywhere, to be honest with you. I mean, the biggest he's going to be doing is...
I bet it was James May. He's been doing it to Clarkson recently, flying over his farm. It's not anyway, so it was about a month ago now, wasn't it?
Yes, when they finally teased the release of the game.
With the fabulous trailer.
Yeah.
So, we've had a lot of news since then. So obviously we've had something called ray tracing. I don't know what that is. And all the seasons. So basically the season is in line with. So it's sort of like.
I don't think they'll be doing ray tracing in Xbox, but okay. I know what ray tracing is, but I don't think it'll be on. I don't think it'll be on Xbox. I don't know.
It is on Xbox One and Series X. It's genuinely in Forza.
Okay.
But basically, they've sort of alluded to loads of different things, and there's a lot of good stuff. Obviously, we saw some exclusive cars in the trailer. It's about 10 or so that we know of so far, which is fairly decent. A lot of those are really cool, so you can see them in the pictures of loads of stuff on the screen now. You see, so you've also got the Defender, you've got like Taycans and stuff, which you'll be seeing soon. But obviously, they've done a lot since then. Now, the career looks quite good. You've got loads of different sort of careers. You've got, that event labs as well. You've got that event lab, which is like that sort of playground game sort of thing. But you can flip your cars over and sort of have like a fun experience. But obviously, you do have the careers, which are really interesting.
To be fair, when I first saw the location, I was thinking, but what the hell are the careers going to be?
Well,
smuggle something across the American border or something.
But Mexico's a bit of an odd one, because I thought, well, they picked a country without a car industry.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a bit odd. But then when I saw the trailer and saw how beautiful the map looked, I was like, actually, I know why they picked that. Stuff the car industry. They actually picked it because
the thing is, it's just going to be like the Outback.
So the man with the light aircraft turns out to have a 50 cal and shot the tripod. That's basically what happened. What an absolute idiot.
Skilled man.
Well, he's skilled though. How can he do that from 6 miles away? I do not know. I'm just going to move the tripod a bit further over. Right, anyway, what was we saying before the tripod exploded?
We were resulting to the map.
The beautiful Mexico.
I'm saying that I think it's just going to be like the Outback in FH3. Just dust and like
it's
a
not
lot
really.
Of drivable space.
From what we've seen recently, there's a couple of like towns. A lot of them look really beautiful. You have the open spaces, a bit like desert, but then you've got a lot of rainforest and jungle. But it's going to be huge. You've got the volcano as well, and all of the actual like the weather is sort of I can't think of a word, but sort of so that you can sort of drive into storms.
Oh right, yeah.
Drive out of the storms, and it travels across the map, as if it was realistic.
Yeah. Okay, that's quite cool.
So it doesn't just stay in one place.
Yeah.
You can sort of chase storms, so you can sort of know where that is. You can sort of see where the clouds are heading, and then you can sort of just chase after it. and then you can drive out of it and you can get chased by the storm. It's really cool idea, and I think it looks sick. Obviously, the volcano is active as well in the game, which is going to be really interesting to see. But there's a lot of really cool sort of things in this that I sort of can't wait for. Obviously, as well as the cars, there's just basically they've done a lot of stuff behind the scenes. They've took a lot of time on this. They've had about 4 years on it, because obviously they actually start just before they release the standard new game. So there's a lot of new stuff. I'm trying to remember what some other bits and bobs, because we've had quite a lot of stuff. They said, they've got the painting and decorating of the cars. It's basically similar to Horizon 4.
Yeah.
Each designs were the same, but they've now got painted brake calipers, which was highly requested for Horizon 4.
Yeah.
Obviously, more wheels and upgrades. We've got obviously the detailing of how to upgrade the cars, so that you can change the engine sounds when you upgrade the cars, which is a cool idea. More engine swaps, which I don't really will. I won't be using engine swaps. Basically stuff like that. One of the biggest things that people wanted to know was obviously the sounds. So they showed off some cars, and they even showed off the AMG Project 1, which sounded brilliant with its 1.6 litre V6 Formula 1 engine. Sounded awesome. They've done all the other cars that they showed off sounded really cool as well. They've showed off quite a lot of really good stuff as well.
I think the big thing for the sound is because I think that was one of their biggest kind of fallbacks from FH4. Because
Basically,
there's a lot of copied sound files from other cars.
They filmed 5 cars and just used that engine swap continuously. That's basically what they did. They were just lazy.
Change the pitch or something in some audio manager, you know.
Yeah. You can do that with some cars.
Well,
that's entirely possible with some cars that share engines, but it's not when cars are completely different in what engines they share.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. No, either way, it shouldn't have happened or whatever, and so that's a focus of theirs in FH5, understandably, because obviously they want to kind of fill in the holes that they were getting from FH4. And all I can say is please don't rush the release of it, because there's FM7.
Well, it is early.
Yeah, there's FM7 and there's FH4, which I've said that they both seemed semi-rushed on release.
FM7 was heavily rushed on release. FH4 was heavily rushed on release because it was to get it out for the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
However, Horizon 5, they've had years and years to do it.
Yeah.
The only reason they're releasing it is because they're done.
Yeah.
They are releasing it a couple of months early, but it's only a couple of months.
Well, it's not really though, is it? Because they're releasing it in November compared to October.
I know, but logically they'll have wanted to get it out for the Series X and X release, wouldn't they?
True, yeah.
But no, they've gone, shut up, we don't care. Yeah. We're concentrating on this game. So they've concentrated and they've gone, right, we're actually done now. We're at a fairly decent stage where we can start releasing stuff to people. They're still determining the car list. It's not fully done yet. It's not 100%. It's probably 90%.
Yeah.
So they just need to get here and there with the car list now.
The thing is, the car list is something that can be developed with things like the car pass and expansion packs.
Yeah, so it's not really an issue. It's basically it's the foundations of the game that are important. It's not what cars they add that's important, really.
As long as you get a few for release, then that's fine. Because again, you can start doing this. I don't know, if like festival playlist and things are still going to be
that's returning, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say you're going to have things like that and just other ways of getting cars in throughout the game. And
but
so
I think
it's not an issue.
There's definitely not going to be a lack of stuff to do in the new game. With all the career, with the event lab, all of the other little games they've got going on around the map. And they've got that way that you can kill the pinatas and stuff. It looks really good. You've obviously got the, the chat thing where you could go, where you go like boop.
Oh yeah.
That now can sort of attract people into you, and they can sort of like say, do you want to do an online session and join? You can join them and join their games, their online lobbies, their the races that if they're doing, say they were doing like Event Lab, or say they were doing, I can't remember what the other thing's called, but you know where you kill the pinatas and stuff like that. Say they're doing that, you can then sort of say, oh, are you doing that? And they can sort of just automatically invite you. It's a really good idea to bring the community together. I won't be using it that much because I don't like people really. Because I like minding my own business, doing my career. But say I did want to do that for a video, it would be really interesting to do. If you would like to see stuff like this, then obviously I'll do it. But comment below, and I will, basically. But it's sort of they've really opened the game up for everyone, and I really like that. Now, obviously, the seasons are returning, but obviously, being Mexico, the seasons are a little bit odd.
Yes.
So the winter is bone dry and sunny, and the summer is wet and a bit windy because it's the rainy season.
Yeah, where the storms will be and things like that.
Yeah, so you'll have tropical storms. So you are a little bit used to now it being nice and sunny, a little bit rainy, snow.
Yeah.
Now, well, no, that's wrong. But it's like
Well,
bone dry, a little bit rainy, snow, a little bit rainy, sunny.
Yeah.
A little bit rainy, snow, a little bit rainy, sunny. This you are absolutely torrential downpours and tropical storms, and your car flying everywhere, basically. Yeah. Then you've got a little bit of happy medium, and then you've got bone dry, and then you've got a little bit of happy medium. If you go high enough, you've still got snow. The snow was obviously returning high up in the top of the volcano and around the mountains. So you do have that. And obviously it's going to be very hot for the cars. What I'd like to see is the car's performance will be really bad when it's really hot.
Yeah, overheat in the middle of a desert.
Yeah. But obviously we've seen there's a lot of rumours, so there's things that we don't know immediately about the game that we hope are going to return. So obviously in the trailer you'll have seen the Mercedes with its aero down, and it's on the high suspension setting, and then it goes into VMAX mode and it lowers and all. And it looks sick. Ford GT does that, and it's really cool. It's one of the cool aspects I like about that car. But obviously the Mercedes is a hybrid. Now in electric power alone, it will be on the high suspension setting with the wings down to maximise the range. So can you alternate between EV mode and petrol power in hybrids? Or can you have different modes? So can you have a standard mode and a VMAX mode, like you can in Ford GT and sort of with the Mercedes AMG Project 1? Is that possible? It does look like it, but obviously that's the dev build and they've got all the debug crap and stuff, so they can do all the extras. What we have had confirmed is the ability to take your roof down in free roam on convertibles.
Yeah. That's quite cool.
So we initially saw in the E3 gameplay that they had of the demo, the Huracan when it turned right, you see the McLaren 720S in front of you, and the roof is going down. But they also released recently, in the last live stream they did a couple of weeks back, they actually showed off a McLaren 720S doing the roof mechanism and it coming up, and then you were able to drive, but it was stationary. So, and I believe somebody told me that you can actually drive to about 30 miles an hour or something, or like a sort of realistic speed, and have the roof going down when you're doing sort of. You cannot do 200 miles an hour with the roof going down. That's not physically possible. But it's sort of like a certain speed limit you can drive and have the roof going up.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You can drive with the roof off at any speed, drive on with the roof on any speed. It's just when you are putting that roof up or putting that roof down, it's sort of restricted. And I think it's a very good idea.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool, but obviously it's only going to work on electronically operated roof, innit?
Yeah.
Like an FH5 is unclip, throw back, and obviously that's not going to be happening. But I think one of the least liked features in Horizon 4 was the people, wasn't it? And the clothing, but they've developed this further in a sort of good aspect by the fact that they can now you can choose anything for your character.
Cool. Actually, I generally just realised, did clothing get removed from wheel spins?
No, only removed from wheel spins. I don't know whether it was
all the club or something.
Whenever you'd earned it all, or it might have been removed. I don't know.
Because I've only just realised that we've recently done loads of wheel spins opening, and
have you actually been on?
Yes, I've done it all.
Have you?
Yes.
Did you do some people?
No. But
there's only one day left. At time of filming, this is well after the Legend Press Con.
Okay.
Everyone tonight.
So, yeah.
Did you realise that clothing was removed?
Yeah, and that's it. Because at the start, clothing just seemed to be a bit of an annoying thing.
Very.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Very,
Like, you
very.
just get clothing and you couldn't care less because you dress your character up at the start and that's it. Because you don't see your character. So what do they look like? Why does it matter? Because it doesn't. You don't see them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. So the clothing was just stupid.
Yeah. So I think another feature that's returning, I think the Eliminator is back.
Okay, yeah.
Which I've played very few times.
Yes,
I'm doing it in the Goodbye Horizon 4
I played it a lot when it came out because I was like, oh, this is cool, and then I never won it and gave up. So
I won it.
Fair play, but
On an Audi RS4.
I just didn't like it because I'm just there cruising around some level 2 car and there's some fella in level 8 just comes out of the bushes and goes, right, in a bit.
I always hid, so that I always made it to the last race because I always just either went to the top of a mountain, or I just left my car like in a random place that nobody's gonna find me.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what I did. It's a good idea.
Fun.
But yeah, so that's returning. I think the Super 7 basically is the same thing with the main lab. Very similar.
Right.
Those two will be returning. I'm not sure about the Forza-thon Live as such.
Yeah, it's a bit crap on me.
It was rubbish.
Each their own. I mean, but I
Tell you what I have
I
noticed.
didn't like it.
I have noticed that some people like might not have registration plates, colours.
All right, okay.
So obviously the traditional Mexican plate would be white, probably. Yeah. But I've seen some cars with yellow, so I think you can choose like what colour plate background you want. So like the white or the yellow. And you can also, I think you can even choose which size and shape you want.
All right, okay. Well, you can have it motorbikes so like 4.3 instead of or 4 or.
Yeah, I think so.
Square,
yeah, I
square
don't know.
plate.
Or and then the rectangle American style one, or the sort of square-ish American one, and then you can have the big rectangle British one. I don't know. There's something with reg plates that's a bit different. But I think because obviously I prefer the British yellow plate on the back.
Yeah.
I think it looks better. It matches colours more. It looks far better with different coloured cars. So I'll be choosing the yellow.
Yeah, I think I will do. Most of my will be yellow.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool things. So dotted about the map, obviously you can do. It's that sort of that you can go into like Forza Vista while on the moving free room, can't you? Or is it Forza Vista? No, not Forza Vista, but like drone mode something from the down button, so you don't have to go into the pause menu.
Oh, is needed or whatever because it is just a bit slow to get into modes like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that'll be really interesting. There's so much stuff that they've revealed. It's hard to sort of keep up with what it is, but if I miss anything, it'll all be on the screen, hopefully. Or you can comment what it is below to share with the rest of the.
Share with the group.
Share with the group, basically. Because I can't remember everything. But it looks genuinely, it looks fabulous, and I think hopefully the next news video specifically will be a little bit more information packed because we're going to get map info in about 2 weeks, so a bit more exploring of the map, and then he said maybe the car list. So I think when we find out a few more cars, we'll do another one, and then obviously after that will be the full car list in a couple of months, or maybe a month or two. So not long now. It's been a month since they actually revealed the game. So mine is on pre-order the day after it came out. Because I was like, well, I'm getting it, so stuff it.
I'll see what I end up getting because I don't know what version I'll get or anything like that. So we'll see. But
yeah, but it does. Yeah, I'm genuinely very excited for it. I think it looks really good. I'm not building up the hype that we had for Horizon 4 because it came out quite disappointing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't just wait for the demo game. To be fair, the
demo,
just get used to it. I can't wait for.
Yeah, it's usually about a month before, isn't it? Or 2 months before.
Yeah, because I can really get a feel for what the game's going to be like.
But I think that the driving physics are way more improved in this. Yeah. So obviously if the driving physics improved, which was a major criticism with Horizon 4, because it had no steering feel. The sense of speed was terrible for starters, but the sense of turning, you didn't feel like you were turning. There was no input of that. Now, what they've been able to do is they've been able to capture, like, the sound of the car, the change down, the acceleration, the deceleration. They've been able to capture that as if, like, more with the person who's controlling the car. So being able to feel more with the car, make it a bit more engaging, which I think is important in a racing game. I know obviously it's not fully realistic, but it is. They try to make, Forza always try to make the games as realistic as possible when it comes to driving the car, obviously, just with the fun arcadey sort of aspects.
Yeah.
I'm glad to have heard that they've definitely adjusted the sort of physics and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can see that in the trailer. The cars look far more realistic when they're drifting, turning, everything like that. Drifting was a good aspect of Horizon 4 in all fairness.
You don't have to focus on it quite a lot as well.
Yeah, the actual drifting aspect was brilliant. Like, you could, like, my helmet imp. Oh my god, I love that thing. I so hope that returns. I'm just going to import my tune. But, genuinely, drifting was a good sort of, it was very realistic in terms of how to drift. It's not like Need for Speed or The Crew 2, which is utterly terrible. So yeah, it's very good in that aspect, obviously. There looks to be a lot of buggies, but I'm happy with the buggies because obviously they sort of suit the location.
Yeah.
I think isn't there like a race that they do across the Americas in that sort of area with buggies? I'm sure they do. I'm sure Top Gear did it.
I mean, it
With
makes sense.
Flintoff and Harris. I'm sure they did one. I can't remember what it's called now. But it's like a rally thing, and they go across in buggies, and it sort of suits the location. Obviously, you'll need it for the rough terrain. But the car I've seen up to now that I'm most looking forward to is the Defender, the new one. It is a diesel as well, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does look really good, obviously with the sounds and everything. But I just hope that they concentrate on actually making the game work. But from what I've seen so far in the demo, dead smooth, there's no lag, everything works hunky-dory, and I think you can have 96 people in one session. 96? It was 72 before. 96 is a hell of a lot of people. I don't know if the Eliminators that many, I doubt it, but
probably will be, because the concept of it's a battle royale, and a battle royale usually is around 100, so
you never know. It would be interesting to find out. But there's a lot of info, a lot to get your head around. But if you need to know anything, obviously, Forza and everyone else who's done single videos have done that. I'm just trying to basically bring that into a shortish, not too long, not too short video, where we can talk about everything and you just get up to date with everything without having to watch 15 videos and waste all your time.
yes.
So, we'll wrap it up, and we'll see you soon for the second instalment of this, which I reckon it'll be about a month from now, 2-3 weeks, when we get to a bit more about the map and stuff with the game coming out. Till then, lots of wish lists coming out.
Yeah.
Subscribe so that you can see those. I know that a lot of you do like those. So if you've got any suggestions, obviously, for wish lists, any cars, I will try my best to put them in.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't really, obviously, I can't put every car in, so I just choose as many of the variations, as many that are really requested, and just a really cool selection of cars as possible. Because I have the ability to do that.
Yeah,
so
watch them, see if there's any cars that you think, or the cars that you want to kind of be in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
just comment those, because I will. Obviously, I'll respond. I will do my best to. I always check, make sure that I don't miss anybody out. If I do miss you out, it's because I haven't got a notification or been told that you're there. I genuinely don't mean to ignore you. I just feel like I am if I don't reply to you. So I will. And just, put your suggestions in. Obviously, sub. We're very thankful for the subs recently and all the views and stuff.
I'd say that is probably the key thing for around download. Yeah, just make sure you're subscribing. Because that way you'll just catch all this.
Yeah, but we've got the Goodbye Horizon 4 series as well, which obviously I haven't uploaded on for a couple of weeks. But I've got a video in the works, which I'm going to edit very soon. And it's going to go up, and then I've done the giveaway now. To thank you all, as many as I could. And then I've got a lot of videos in the works and the plan going forward. Got a second channel as well. But basically, if you just want to chill and watch some sort of surprisingly adequate Forza content, then you can here, and you don't have to watch like people millions of subs.
Yeah. Stuff. Yes. Indeed. Indeed. But yeah, guys, hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to like, and if you really enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe. But guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to, make sure you catch all these upcoming updates that are going on about the game, all the way running up to the game. Obviously, then we'll have demo,
we'll got demo,
gameplay,
then we'll have
release gameplay, all that good stuff.
All that shebang. Top Gear challenges will return on release of Horizon 5.
Yes.
They will not be uploaded until then. I cancelled those off. I might with the emergence of Horizon 5, because it makes a bit more sense with the grind aspect. I will return Forza Trek, I think.
Oh, okay.
But obviously, because it's like when you do a series like that, when you've got 20 million quid and you can't really budget build cars, anyway, it'll be a bit more. And obviously, with the variation of the car list, I can see it being quite good. I'm thinking, should we return if on the car list release will determine if we do or not. But I'm thinking of bringing back Forza Trek, or in fact, it's just going to be a series very similar, just renamed in a different name. I'm going to open that to you if you want a car series that isn't Top Gear all the ground tour, basically. Bit like Forza Trek. Name suggestions in the comments, please. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you very soon for whatever shebang comes out.
Indeed.
Next.
Goodbye.